I'll leave it right there. I guess we'll keep it moving then. Let's go to the previews. Nick, I'm going to start with our game first. That way we can get you out of here. So we'll go right to Lepidus, I guess, to get this thing jumped off. But we have Lions, Bears, back-to-back divisional matchups. But this one has everything. I mean, everything's tied to this. It's going to be Detroit. Ben Johnson be booed like crazy. We know that's coming. So the energy is going to be amazing for this game, and I'm fired up for it. Lepidus, what do you think we're going to see? And then at the end, give me a score.
Yeah, I'm curious to how the Bears bounce back. I mean, that was a deflating loss. You had that thing wrapped up. You lose that game. How's this Bears team going to bounce back from that? I'm not sure what your injury situation is, Nick. Are the corners come back? Is Edwards going to be back? I don't know what the situation is there. But, yeah, it does feel like a Ben Johnson revenge kind of a game. But, man, I don't know. The Lions, too, on the Lions side, like, we're going to find out with these coordinators. Were they the issue? Were they the problem? Like, can they not overcome losing Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson? So, a lot of questions will be answered in this one, and I think the question will be answered, who is the worst team in the NFC North? We'll find out this Sunday after this one's all said and done, but I think this might be kind of low scoring. I'm going like 17-14, and I was going back and forth, and who's going to win this one? I think I'll give it to the Lions. Lions are going to take this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, that's good stuff. That's it. You said the worst team in the North? Wait, we can't be second?
We'll figure it out on Sunday.
All right. All right, Bass, go ahead, man. What do you think is going to happen?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I feel sorry for Chicago. Like I feel like Detroit's playing. They're gonna be playing so pissed. Like I just feel like they're gonna be like Kirby's gonna go out there and kill someone. I think, like honestly. So I feel bad for Chicago after having a rough fourth quarter. Like just to get thrown into this game. I don't want to continue to doubt the Bears, but when they do the things that they did like in week one. And what Detroit, I know they can do. It just feels like you're going to see a bounce back game here by Detroit. I think if they get more vertical, obviously, I think they need to have more of those deep developing routes. Like what really killed us for Detroit in years past was, a lot of play action with like deep digs over top of linebackers. And I feel like you guys couldn't hit that against us. And I think you will be able to against the Bears. And you got to get pass rush, getting 0 sacks week one. I think you guys will have a different plan going into this game, especially against, the Bears and hopefully containing Caleb Williams because he looked a lot faster, like I said. And I think like Ben Johnson is also going to have some tricks up his sleeve, though, like kind of some stuff that, for Chicago that, he practiced against the Detroit defense every day. Right. So I think he's going to have some things up his sleeve that maybe he didn't cook too much with last year. He's going to have some stuff up his sleeve. I think overall it's going to be a fun one, but I just think Chicago is kind of just walking into a so-called trap here. I have Detroit 31-21.
Ooh. Okay, I'll take that, Bass. I like that energy.
I'm not saying Detroit's a bad team. I just think the Packers played a lot better week one.
No, y'all did. All right, Nick, I'm going to go to you first, man. Break it down. What are we going to see on Sunday?
It's funny because so far we're everyone's against the Bears right now. Chat's against the Bears, minus everybody that's in the chat that's a Bears fans. Shout out to you guys over there. We played 3 great quarters according to everybody. Everyone's like, yeah, you guys did great and I get it. We lost the game. I own that we lost the game. I can't go back in time and be like, yeah, let's flip that to a W. No, the Bears had a lot more going for themselves. And arguably, the top 2 teams in the NFC North right now, the Vikings and the Packers, we kept it a lot closer versus Minnesota versus Green Bay. I don't know who's the better team out of those 2 right now because they haven't played each other yet. That being said, we put up a pretty good game against Minnesota. We almost came back and won. We dominated a lot of the game. So versus we had sacks in the game. Our offensive line played pretty good. I was just looking at Detroit's injury report. I see Deckers did not practice today, Dion. Looks like he got a shoulder injury. Jack Campbell also did not practice today. He's dealing with an ankle injury. So could be just precautionary. But at the end of the day, Bears are also getting TJ Edwards, Kyler Gordon, and Jalen Johnson back, according to Ben Johnson today. He's hopeful. DJ Moore is expected to play after dealing with that injury. And just like you said, Baz, Detroit's going to be playing pissed off. You don't think Chicago's going to be pissed off too? Opening night, Ben Johnson's going to his old house. Everyone is super supportive of this guy. They're excited for what's going to happen. So I think it's going to be a good game. And that's why I feel a lot more confident versus Detroit than in previous years, considering the fact that we did play a pretty good game against Minnesota Vikings. We showed improvements in every area where we struggled last year. Our offensive line only gave up 2 sacks. Our wide receivers looked a lot better. Caleb looked a lot faster, still growing, still learning. Defense still held their own. Dennis Allen's got a lot of opportunity there. Yes, the kicker is kicking out of bounds on a kickoff is our biggest concern at the moment. But Ben Johnson's got a couple of days to adjust, get ready, get right. I think it's going to be a great game, Dion. I'm excited for this one. I know that we're going to do a preview show over the next couple of days. I know we haven't made that happen yet. We'll put it on your channel. But at the end of the day, I think that the Bears-Lions game is going to be a really good one. Of course, I'm going to choose the Chicago Bears. I think it's going to be 28-24 Chicago.
That's going to be good. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Hey, real quick, though, Chevy Chase did stop in, so we got to shout him out. It sounds like the Bears are cooked this year. I mean, he sounds like y'all are
Wrap
cooked.
Wrap it up.
It's over.
Got 16 more games, man.
Nick, man, I'll jump. I want to start with this score first because I think this game is going to be outstanding. I think Bass is exactly right. I think we're going to there's no doubt we get at least one trick play. And it might be very early from Ben Johnson. He's going to hear that boom and be like, you know what? Just do it first play. First play, we're running that thing. Might be on the kickoff. I don't know. He's going to have something for us. I get the set. I'll go right to the score. This thing's going to overtime. That's immediately where my mind goes. I think this goes to overtime. Yeah, and it feels like it's. So what is the rule now? Is it first team gets in scores in regulation? It's still over though, right?
No, both teams.
Both get possession.
Both teams get it. Oh,
yep.
We're going for a tie, baby.
No, wait a minute. No ties. No ties.
Oh,
Could you imagine 1-1? Ben Johnson gets 2 ties in 1 year.
we don't want that. But no, I do think this one's going to overtime. So I feel like it's going to be that kind of game. I think this will be a little bit more scoring, but I'm more with where Lupicus is, low 20s in this game. But that being said, what the sense I get is, number one, talk about that O-line the whole time. Like it's got to be better against Chicago because to me, Chicago's just not. I don't think they're as great up front. I think their starters are strong. I don't love their rotation as much. So I get the sense that if anything, like go no huddle, change the pace, do something to keep guys on the field that you want on the field. You have to find something that gives you rhythm early in this game. You have to mix up the pace of something offensively. I would even look at like electing to receive if you win the toss. Like let's set something rolling. We got to get some positive energy going on. Get Tesla on there, take a shot, do something that could spark some life early to that offense. And defensively, because of how much I think Ben is going to bring to the table, I get the vibe like the Lions are going to have to really try to simplify everything in the back end. Like simplify. Terrion looks like he's playing. We're just playing fast. We're going to try to not leave holes. It's going to be a lot of man coverage. Obviously, we'll have to deal with that up front with Caleb, but that's the vibe I get is they're going to just try to make this thing play fast. They don't want windows open where Caleb's sitting back there comfy and Ben's dialing things up because he has an expectation of what he's going to get. I don't think it'll be any of that. That said, though, that is the key for me, Nick, because there was one thing that was undoubtedly successful for the Bears. It was Caleb Williams running around. That dude was moving really well, and I'm fired up because it's for us, it's Casey Rogers, and I think this is the first test. And then next week is Baltimore. So it's like, well, it better look pretty good this week because next week you're going to get torched by it if it doesn't. And we've struggled with that in the past. But it fires me up for this game because for what Bass said, we did a lot of like games last week, and it was kind of goofy. We were trying to blitz our linebackers. We don't really have the personnel for that. Your running back looked like a center. I mean, he's just blocking everybody.
Chris Brooks is a dog.
Honestly, we might need to make a trade. I'm seeing that like, well, we could use a guard. Maybe we put him in there. I mean, this dude was blocking. He's blocking 2 guys every time. So seeing that, I think that's got to pull back a little bit. Different strategy up front. Regardless of what it is, it's got to be about just containing Caleb across the board. I know Minnesota, at times they got free, but then he would just take off and do his thing. It's way easier said than done, but that feels like the primary focus for this game. So as mentioned at the beginning, I think this thing's going to overtime. I'm going to take the Lions to go down and score a touchdown in overtime, get the ball first, and then we stop the Bears on downs. That's where I'm going to go with this. I like that. That feels good. That felt good coming out of my mouth. So I'm going to go 30-23 Lions in this one. All right. With that, we got one more game to talk about. Well, actually, wait, we got 2 more games to talk about. Yeah. Let's go to the Packers first because it's tomorrow. So we got to jump right in. And Nick, if you have to head out, man, we appreciate you being here.
I'll say that. Who do the Packers play tomorrow?
Commander.
Okay. I got in Washington or in Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Green Bay's going to win that game.
Last week.
Again, last year, it was always in Green Bay.
Yep. Yeah, with 12 games. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so I got the Packers winning that one, as much as that hurts to say. Commanders, in my opinion, did not look very good. That's another take there, but they won their game. And then who did the Vikings play this week?
Atlanta
Falcons.
Automatic loss for Minnesota just because they beat us. Okay, that's all I got.
Wow.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you later.
Yep, see you.
All right, okay. I was like, I don't know why
it's him for a second.
That's crazy work. All right, we'll go there, man. Thursday Night Football, Washington, Green Bay. And I'm kind of with Nick, man. Washington wasn't overly impressive in that game, especially offensively. Like, that's where the buzz was. They got Debo going a little bit, had the big play there. And I guess it was maybe more so about defense, where we're like, wait a minute, maybe Russell Wilson shouldn't be the starter after 1 week. What are we doing over here? But we know what Washington's about, and I think that defense is fantastic. And man, they've just found gems. Like, Sainer still looks like an absolute gem for them defensively. I'm gonna go to you first, Lepagus. What are we gonna see tomorrow night?
Yeah, this one's a little bit hard to call for me. And there's always that Thursday night kind of a lull. Teams just don't really seem to come on the gates fired up on Thursday night. The games don't really go the way you think they're going to go. So I'm expecting a little bit of that. If this game was on a Sunday, I think I'd probably add 2 more scores to each side. But it'll be interesting to see if the Packers can carry this momentum that they had week 1 with the excitement from Micah Parsons into this game going against Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, that high-powered offense, a team that is projected to compete to potentially win the NFC championship this year. So huge litmus test game for the Packers. And I don't know what they are right now. They were very dominant week 1. They were the best team in the North week 1. Will that carry over against the Washington Commanders? I don't know. This is going to be right down to the wire. I am actually going to go against the Packers, if you can believe it or not. Late Noah Brown touchdown is going to put the Washington Commanders over.
23-yarder.
23-yard touchdown by Noah Brown is going to seal this thing late. So yeah, it's going to be a real good game, though. I think it's going to be back and forth and just nail biter.
Well, Bass, unfortunately, you also have to deal with Will Harris on the opposite side. So you guys got your hands full this week. There are matchups to watch, and at safety, you guys have to deal with a dog. I will say, though, the main thing for me is I think the difference is up front. I think the Packers are going to run the ball pretty well. I don't think it'll be like last week with Jacobs. I don't think they're as good up front, and I think they're going to have success. I mean, I like the vets they got, but I just don't think they're going to have the same success. I think the Packers just match up better for this game across the board. That's kind of the vibe that I get. I mean, up front, Washington should hang in on paper. They just drafted Connerly. They moved Brandon Coleman in, and he looked pretty good at guard. They're moving him in from tackle. So on paper, they should match up a little bit better. And Daniels is always a handful. So even if he get there, he's still doing his thing under pressure. But I just think it's going to be too much for Green Bay offensively. I think they're going to control this game. I'm pretty confident Green Bay is going to win this strongly. Like, I think Green Bay is going to handle business. I'm going to go 27-17 Green Bay at home. Bass?
Packers fan over here.
I'm not a Packers.
Now he is. He got turned. I saw all that. You saw Christian Mahogany get walked back.
Washington will win the game. Washington by 10. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Thursday night, they're doing their winter warning game. 71 degrees tomorrow in Green Bay. Why don't they wait for this one?
Yeah.
Why not like late October night? It'd probably be like, all right, winter warning. Cool.
What is that?
We're getting ready. It's where they white out. They're wearing like their white pants, right? But like week 2, Thursday nights, it's 71 degrees in Green Bay tomorrow, man. I don't know.
Dark,
Shout out Packers for actually doing something with their uniforms once in a while for like a little alternate there. But yeah, winter warning. So energy should be high. They should carry this. Like, we just played Sunday and energy's off the chart, but it is a short week. One thing that's very important to note here, although the Packers carry more injured players in their injury report, they have 5 questionable, 2 out. Bo Melton, Brent Cox Jr. being out. The Packers are the youngest team in the NFL. The Commanders are the oldest team in the NFL. It's a short week. Right? That has to play a little bit of a toll there, right? The Commanders look healthier right now on paper, but in terms of in the game, right? The Packers could be without Zach Tom and Aaron Banks. Saying that, I still think the Packers offensive line will handle business. Jordan Morgan plugging at left guard and Darian Kennard at right tackle. I thought Kennard played pretty damn well when he had to fill in for Tom against the Lions. So not really worried about the offensive line. We could be seeing Nate Hobbs return. And if the Packers defense was physical last week, it's going to get even more physical because he might be the most physical player on our defense. He was trying to not trying to injure people, but he was like injuring people during training camp because he was like playing it like a real game. Like, that's the type of physicality he was bringing. And that's why the Packers went and signed him from Las Vegas. I think he just matches that demeanor of Keyshawn Nixon, Carrington Valentine. So we might be getting him back. We'll see. But I think the Packers need to start running the football better. Like you said, Dion, I think they will. I think they're going to have success early running the football. I think Josh Jacobs was kind of not playing his best ball against the Lions. He's kind of dancing around back there, not playing that traditional Josh Jacobs role where it's like, hit the hole, drive your shoulder pad into someone and continue driving your feet forward. We start to saw it like late in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. I think he's going to have success early against this Commanders defense. I'm not sold on their defense. One thing that scares the living hell out of me is Jaden Daniels. Like the Packers in history just get torched by running quarterbacks. So at this rate, I don't want to see man coverage once, because if you turn your back to Jaden Daniels, you're going to get cooked. Like, he was their leading rusher, right? Last week, I'm pretty sure he was. They still run the ball well otherwise. Like, Krosky Merritt, I think, is better than Brian Robinson. So I see why they made that move. You know, Eckler is kind of a change of pace guy. You can throw him the football. He's a good receiving back. I think the Packers are going to have a little bit of trouble containing Jaden, but at the end of the day, it's like you have Edgerrin Cooper. Just spy him on him and hope for the best. And I think that's what they will do. I think it's going to be a big day for Micah Parsons. He saw 30 snaps against the Lions and already had so much impact. Micah Parsons last year against the Commanders had 4.5 sacks. Now they have a rookie right tackle in Josh Connerly, who in my opinion didn't have a great game week one. I think as bad as the Detroit Lions offensive line was week one, I think the Packers could make the Commanders line look even worse with what they're doing down low on that defensive line and the versatility they have now that they have Parsons. We're playing Lucas Van Ness at like 4-eye tech, like defensive tackle, and he's getting a sack off of it. There's so many moving parts and so many different fronts that the Packers are running now. There's so much versatility on that defensive line, and it really does confuse the opposing offenses. And I think the Packers defense, is just so, they have so much momentum right now, and they're continuing to like swarm after every play. And I think that's going to continue. So overall, I do think the Packers are going to handle business here. They're going to, continue this forward after a very impressive win week one. I got the Packers 31-27 victory there. Pretty close though.
Real quick note from Bulldog. He asked a question. That was interesting.
I just think Edgerrin Cooper makes more sense, or someone like Javon Bullard, right? Running out of like the box there. Yeah. I think why waste Parsons? I don't want to say waste because like spying Jaden Daniels is important, but and in that sense, it's like, okay, well, Edgerrin Cooper, you still want to use him on pressure and whatnot. I just think in general, Parsons get after the quarterback, load up that right side. He's always taking on double teams, allows more single teams for other guys, and I think that's very important.
Yeah, and I think you guys played the most zone in football last year. I feel like you only played zone against us, so
yeah.
It should work pretty well. All right, Lupagus, man. I didn't know this was prime time. So this is Sunday night?
Oh, yeah. We got a weird start of the schedule. 2 primetime games, and we go to foreign seas for 2 weeks after it's a weird start.
Okay. Well, Bass. Oh, real quick, Lupagus. I actually have a question. So where are we at with Darisaw? Is he expected to play?
Sounds like he is going to play. I think the reason they play Monday was that the field conditions in Chicago. I think he was probably ready to go. They said, we're not going to risk this. So, yeah, and it sounds like Harrison Smith could be back, too.
See, that's massive. That feels massive for this game. Bass, start with you. What do you think we're going to see on prime time?
Yeah, I think the Vikings are coming off massive comeback, and that means something. The Falcons lost to the Buccaneers, and they kept it close. Buccaneers are a good football team. But we got 2 young quarterbacks here. I think right now McCarthy's going to build off of that. Like if he was able to flip the switch, and like you said in the huddle, I didn't know this until you said that. Where would you rather be? If he's saying that type of stuff, he's going to go into this game with his head held like extremely high and just be like, hey, I'm the guy. Watch this. And that's where I think it's going to start. I think the Vikings are going to take off from where they left off in that Bears game and start hot. I think Michael Penix looked pretty good in the week one as well, but I just think, overall, I think JJ McCarthy looked better in terms of like how that game finished. I think it's a good matchup. Brian Flores versus Michael Penix. I think he's going to do some things to try to confuse him. Overall, I think, Atlanta needs to run the ball better. Bijan had 12 carries for 24 yards. I know he had a bunch in the receiving game, but if they don't run the ball well, I think the Vikings could actually run away with this one, but I don't think that'll happen. I have Minnesota winning 24-21.
Nice.
Yeah. And look,
like
this is like, it's just a draft guide. Like this is awesome to get to see these young guys against these tackles and, O'Neal on one side and Darisaw. Like I'm fired up for that. And then it feels like on the flip side, the Falcons got to be thinking they got a big advantage at receiver. I would be thinking coming in like, man, we got to have dudes that are going to get open all day. Mooney specifically, even Bijan, we got to get him in that pass game too. So I would think that they're feeling like they're going to put up points, but man, Brian Flores impressed me. I just thought like defensively, the approach against Chicago was impressive. It felt unique, and I loved that. And I think he's going to, as Bass said, I think it's going to be a little difficult for Penix to deal with. And I just never trust the Falcons. Like anytime you want to believe a little bit, it feels like they lose a game. This feels like the kind of game they'll be winning. Didn't it happen last year? Did you guys play last year and they gave up a big lead?
Yeah, it was close. We just pulled away in the second half. I think is what it was.
All right. Well, that's kind of how I think this one's going to play out. I think this one will be close for a little bit, and I think the Vikings are going to handle business. I just don't trust them in the fourth quarter. Right now, I trust the Vikings in the fourth quarter. So, again, I'll say confidently they win this game. I'll go the running away late, 30-20. Give me the Vikings.
Hell yes, you guys are fantastic. Yeah, I agree with you both. I think the U.S. Bank's gonna be rocking after the way that game ended Monday night. JJ McCarthy kind of becoming, even getting national love here by people who doubt him, like Colin Coward. So I really think it's just gonna be a huge, like, the energy maybe not be the Micah Parsons level it was in Green Bay, but it's gonna be very close to that. Sunday night, US Bank, I think is gonna be rocking. Offensively for the Vikings, it wasn't just JJ McCarthy who clicked. Like, the O-line started to gel late in this one. Jordan Mason, like, he started to run the ball so damn hard. He kind of sparked the comeback in my mind, like, with his hard ass running. So I think he's gonna get even more work against Atlanta here. Justin Jefferson, I don't think we're gonna see any more drops. That was kind of a fluky thing. Adam Thielen maybe have a bigger role in this thing, and Hawkinson as well. Darrisaw's coming back in this. I think it'll be a much hotter start for the offense. I think they're gonna be humming from the get-go. Defensively, the Vikings, they missed 3 sacks early in this game. Jonathan Garner had a weird, he stopped on the first play. The second play of the game was bizarre. I don't know what the hell was happening there. Ivan Pace missed one, and then Jonathan Allen missed a really bad sack. So I think they're going to hit home a lot of pressure. Brian Flores does have a lot of success against young quarterbacks. This is what Penix's fifth start maybe. So very inexperienced young quarterback. Defensively, though, we're not going to have Blake Cashman's out for a couple weeks with a hamstring injury. Van Ginkel is in concussion protocol. Jeff Okuda, as I call him, is in the concussion protocol as well. So we have a very depleted secondary. So Drake London does give me a little bit of concern if he's able to get free, because there's not a lot of help in the back end. Harrison Smith hopefully comes back. And then, Eric Wilson actually had a really good game Monday night and arguably looked better than Ivan Pace has in his 2 years in the league. So I think the Vikings will win this one. It'll be pretty handed. I think it's going to be like 31-13. Vikings just roll.
Here we go.
Man. Real quick, where are you at on Hefe? You know what I mean? Is he going to be very important towards the end of the season on Okuda? Hefe.
I didn't think he was making a team. I own 1 bar case of beer, so that's where I'm out on Hefe. He looked bad when he was out there. To me, it goes by, you've been in the league, 4 or 5 years, and you just haven't shown anything. I don't think there's one coach who's going to unlock it. I just don't think it's happening.
I'm so lost. Who is Hefe? Oh, gotcha. Jeff Okuda, Davenport.
That's how he introduces himself. Call me Hefe. You guys can call me Lupe.
Hey, man. I'm rooting for him, man. All right, look, man, I think that's every game. We got some good ones, man. It feels like the NFC North will be stacked with primetime games this year. I don't know what it is for each. I know we have a ton of them, as the Vikings do as well. I'm sure the Packers do. Bears, maybe not. Bears, maybe not. But there's there's a lot of primetime games, so it's good. We'll get to see most of these games as we work through the season here. Chat, we appreciate y'all joining again. Shout out to RotoWire, one of our sponsors today, as well as Sleeper. And Bass, I'll go to you first, man. You got anything left for the people on the way out?
Oh man, I really don't.
Give us something good. We need something good.
Something good.
Yeah,
I don't.
This should have been prepared.
I got nothing left good for you guys. Nah, it's there's a lot of good football coming up. Excited for the Packers tomorrow, man. Against the Commanders, it's gonna be a hype game. I'm hyped for it, even though I'm not gonna be able to watch it. It's actually tragic. It's actually fucking tragic.
Wait.
I'm going away. I planned this trip in January. I'm like, okay, Thursday to Sunday. I'll be back Sunday. We'll have a game on Sunday. Week 2, Thursday night football. Thanks, NFL. Appreciate you.
Are you on a plane?
No, but we'll see. We'll see. I might be able to somehow check it out.
Yeah, we got to find a way.
All right. Sorry, that was not a good outro.
This is really bad. Levigus, save us. What do we got?
Well, it's week 1, right? Week 1's done. We don't know. Packers look great. Bears look like ass. Lions really struggled. Vikings came back after a sluggish start. It's week 1. We don't know who's good yet, who's bad yet. Let's all relax. Let's let this thing unfold here. To me, the next 2 weeks will determine who's who, and we'll figure out where these teams actually rank against everybody else. But it's week 1. Let's just relax a little bit.
I like that. I'm agreeing with your mantra there. Let's relax.
Thank you,
as Aaron Rodgers would say. And we're out of here, man. We'll see y'all next Wednesday.